So, folks, on today's show, we have the captain of Trailblazers Powerchair Football Team. We have the captain of our national team and not only a leader off the court, but a huge leader on the court. We have Scott Hilland on today's show. How are you, Scott?
All right, big man. Yeah, I'm doing all right. Keeping well.
Big
Trying to
man,
keep positive as well, going.
the nickname
Yeah,
is still going
big
out.
man.
Big man. I think I was asked a
Big
bit
man with
over.
grants. That's it. That's
I
it.
think I was asked a bit over this lockdown period kind of thing.
Aye, you've lost a bit. I've gained a bit, so I'll be catching you up soon.
Yeah, I've gained a wee bit, but I think muscle more than fat.
I'll take that. I'll take that. I'll
Take it as a
take that.
compliment,
Definitely.
Take it as a
Yeah.
compliment. So tell us a bit about yourself, Scott.
Yeah. So as you say, I'm 22. Captain of the Trailblazers, captain of Northern Ireland, and yeah, just on a personal note, I'm just working from home at the minute. I'm working in an accountancy firm in Belfast. Just finished my degree last year. Did a degree in economics at Queen's. Now I'm working in accountancy in Belfast, and obviously lockdown's happened, and we're all sort of working from home and doing Zoom calls and team meetings. But it's been alright. It's been ups and downs. I'm missing the crack with the colleagues and stuff, but I'm liking the lie in the mornings. I'm having to get up and travel into Belfast, so it's been good.
And do you find it easier to work from home or harder or more monotonous?
Yeah, it's probably more monotonous. Probably harder to keep focused and get that motivation. But once you get going, you sort of get this. I think it's alright. And as long as you're enough on, keeps you occupied. But definitely missing like just a bit of crack and a bit of social aspect of it, definitely.
I'm sure you miss the football too.
Oh, big time, mate, big time.
Have you
I
have
was
you
missing
had
the
anywhere to like do a bit of extra training or anything at home or
Yeah, I was doing a bit down the church hall, but we left the Powerchair balls up at the train site. So
yeah?
whenever leisure centres got locked down,
Ah,
they got locked in. So I've been using regular size footballs, which has been interesting to say the least. It's
it's
definitely a change.
it's maybe a good thing because you have a smaller ball, which means, in the words of Thierry Henry, that smaller spaces, smaller balls. Mm,
Yeah, well, that's what I'm hoping for. That training with a smaller ball means I get back to the regular size. I'll be a bit more accurate, a bit more controlled, but we'll see. We'll see. But yeah, missing it big time. Like
yeah,
just missing that routine. Like it was Friday nights, it was Saturday afternoon, pretty much regularly, just meeting up and training and playing. And once that's sort of taken away, you sort of go, you realise how big a part of life it was, and you have to adapt to that. But yeah, it's been good. We've got the Premier League back going. That's sort of occupied the weekends. Missed match a day and stuff, but can't say I'm happy with the result. Probably
what what
Liverpool won the league.
what do you think? What do you think of the matches with no fans? Do you find it good or bad?
It's not the same. Like it's just nowhere near the same, but
It's not the
it's
same, but
better than nothing.
I don't mind it. At the start, I thought it was a bit. I don't know about this, but I actually do
I
like
think
it because
it's
you
I
can
think it's
hear
good
what
for
goes
like the
on.
novelty. Yeah, the novelty of being able to hear them, and but I think the longer that goes on and that becomes the norm, it'll start to wear off, and you'll miss the. I mean, what game was I watching the other day? Sheffield United and Chelsea, and Sheffield
Yeah,
United were 3-0 up, and you can just imagine, their fans would be going, the
yeah.
atmosphere in that place would be bouncing, and you're missing that a wee bit, but
Technically,
definitely,
Sheffield United would have been the underdogs in that game, I would
yeah,
say, and
and their
then
fans would have
their
been
fans
loving it,
weren't there
but
to experience it.
that's it. And even you seen last night, League One playoff final. You got two League One teams trying to get in the championship, and they're playing in an empty Wembley Stadium. It's just not the same.
And like Wembley is about like
That should be a day out for their fans and their families going to Wembley.
yeah, and
That's a big day out in London.
that's something you dream about. Like you dream about playing at your national stadium for your club, like as a kid, that's what you dream about. Like
Yeah, and they've done it, but there's no fans there to see it, no families aren't there to see it. But I suppose it's better than nothing, and hopefully everyone gets back supporting their team soon. But we'll see. Hopefully this COVID-19 doesn't last too much longer.
yeah. So how do you go on over university anyway? We'll go back to the show. How do you go on?
Yeah, it's good 3 years. Came away with a 2-1 and I did economics up at Queen's. So
That
it
must have
was
been
good three
tough.
years. It was definitely second final year, second and third year were hard 2 years of work. First year you sort of mess around with that, but the final 2 years were definitely hard work. But I enjoyed it and I met some good people and definitely a good experience. And I
That's what
came away
life's
with what I
about.
needed.
Yeah.
So yeah.
And then, like, how did you juggle like your football life and your university and your work? Like, was it very busy or was it tiring? Like for
That was
me,
definitely
once I was playing with you, like I found I had to. Obviously, it's the two different disabilities, which is fair enough. Like, but I found for me with football, I had to kind of gear myself for the weekend for football. Like, you've had a busy
yeah.
week, and then straight into training, straight into matches. Did that affect you at all?
I think it did, but I think when you're in that zone, you sort of just blink your vision. You just sort of you don't sort of acknowledge it until after you've done it, and then you go, "How have I done that?" Because obviously we're building up towards Finland last year, and that was coinciding with my final year in uni, so it was just sort of a lot going on. But I think it was just a case of right, I need to do this, and I need to get it done, and I'll think about it after. I'll think about how I've done it after. But no, I just say it was long hours and yeah, weekends were predominantly football, and then during the week was getting uni work done. That was it, really.
You mentioned Finland. That must have been some experience.
Oh, mate, great experience. Probably one of the best experiences I've had. Definitely football wise, probably in my life.
Yeah.
It was just a good. Obviously, you dream about going to tournaments and representing your country, but it was. I mean, it was a lovely place, lovely people, and obviously we came away with what we needed and we managed to qualify for the World Cup. But that group of players that we had away with us it was just a good group, and obviously the coach and staff and everything. It was some good memories. Yeah.
Say some stories to be told, or maybe not to
Some
be told.
some stories they told, some stories not really told, but no, it was a good week,
Yeah.
and definitely learned a lot on the court, and some good memories off the court as well. So
So as a result of that, he's qualified for the World Cup. I'm sure you're a
yeah,
wee bit
World Cup.
disappointed. I heard in the news there this week actually that it's been postponed to 2022. How do you feel
Yeah,
about
it
that?
was meant to be in Sydney in October 21, but obviously with everything going on, FIFA made the decision to push it back to October 22, which I can't say I'm surprised about. I think once we've seen everything around the world sort of shutting down, you sort of gear yourself up for some sort of delay. It is what it is. Obviously, the initial reaction is disappointment, and you're looking forward to the training and the build up and stuff. But if obviously health and safety is the most important thing. So if delay means that put ourselves in the best position to make sure everyone's safe, and that's what we have to do. And I suppose it gives everyone that bit of extra time as well, just to train and prepare. And obviously, yeah, as players, you have to train, and off the court, you have to think how we're getting the straight. So that just gives you that extra year just to think
Yeah,
and prepare for that. So
gives you time to plan, I suppose. Well, like
yeah,
you are dealing with maybe 8 to 10 people and with severe disabilities, like
yeah,
going
traveling
so far
halfway around
away.
the
Yeah,
world. Yeah, that's it.
so it would take a lot of organisation, I'm sure. How did wheelchair football start in Northern Ireland? I do know this to
Well,
be fair, but
oh
I
yeah,
think it's I
you
think
you were
it,
there.
I think it's
You've
good
been the
to.
constant thorn in my side, big man, since the start. Uh, I know it was. Well, the first I sort of heard of wheelchair football was I just obviously I'm a massive football fan, and I just always just googled wheelchair football and see what came up. It was back in 2008, 2009, and I got directed to the English site WFA. I was reading about it, and I thought, wow, this is great, but obviously there's nothing local, there's nothing in Northern Ireland. And then one summer the FA started up wheelchair football sessions, which I met you at one of them up in was it Newton Abbey or Lagan Valley?
Dragon Valley, I think it
And
was
it
the
was
very
just
first one.
it was just a big mixture of power chairs and manual chairs, and I thought that was what 2009.
I
That was
think
what
it was a bit chaotic then, wasn't it?
yeah 11 years ago, and you had So then just slowly developed. You went from doing just basic cone drills to then strapping milk crates onto your chairs and knocking a massive sized ball out. And then you obviously developed onto where we are now. But yeah, so from 2009, and I think the FA saw what was happening both in England and in the Republic of Ireland with Powerchair football, and thought we can add this to our program. Created Trailblazers as the first club in Northern Ireland, and then we went down and competed in the APF league with the southern teams. So that obviously we had some good trips down to Limerick. Back in the day, me and you.
Back in the day, Scott.
4 hours down, 4 hours back up.
And do you remember a wee spot in the hotel where we had a wee relaxing evenings out in the corridor away from everyone?
Some memories. Me, you, JB, Carlzo, Bigsy.
Even Bigsy, yeah, Bigsy as well. Bigsy was some keeper. We'll have to give Bigsy a wee mention here. I think it's only appropriate. Yeah.
Definitely. So. Probably the best keeper I've played with so far. And to take some beating. Yeah, just his reading of the game was just you could just sense danger a bit, and you just maybe I play with better keepers, but definitely the relationship that me and him had.
Yeah.
We just sort of knew each other's games inside out. So if he made a move, I knew to go back or go forward, and it was just
Well, since we're having a little tribute to Bigsy here, tell us what you've seen when he scored his massive run from his own net at that time with under 18s.
Yeah, so I'll say it's Paris 2013. Myself and Carlzo got called up to the 16s for the Ireland team, and Bigsy was in the 18s. So it was two different squads. So I mean, technically we were competing against each other, but obviously we were all mates and all sort of. And I think we were the first game that day, so we'd finished, and we were watching the 18s play Finland. And Finland had a corner. Bigsy was in goal. They've had a shot. It's ricocheted off his guard, and he's just fallen out of the box. And he's made one tackle. He's made a second tackle, and he's just carried on down the court. And you're going, where's he going with this? You're thinking, pass the ball. And it's just carried on. And before you know it, he went over the line. And you're thinking, how's he done that? But the whole place is just electric. It was some goal, and then he goes and does something very similar the next day, and you're thinking, how many times he's going to do this? But no, that first time you're thinking, that's incredible, and just the whole atmosphere was unreal.
Well, obviously, I was a bit older for that team, and I remember.
40.
Hey! These are the ones that caused me Gramps, I suppose. But actually, Bigsy was the one that started that Gramps, I think.
I think he was. You're right. I think you were slagging him off one night, and then he just turned around and gave up to you. And
I wouldn't do that.
Sort of no way.
Now I remember watching it from home. I must have been maybe 25 or 26, and I was watching it on the computer, and next thing you see him going and going and going, just nothing stopped him. Oh, that's good. Good memories.
Great memories.
But anyway, going back to Powerchair football, just for the audience, it's something I didn't cover earlier on in the show. Can you explain some of the rules for Powerchair football and basically how it's played and what's involved? So I mean, when I say that, can you maybe go through from day one where we met back in the Lagan Valley at that time, and we did use the milk cones and straps and manual chairs to where we are today?
Yeah, so obviously it's called Powerchair football. Obviously it's a variation on the running game, but it's got its own unique sort of setup, its own unique rules. Essentially it's the same thing. It's 2 goalposts and you're trying to score, but I'll sort of explain some of the more unique rules as go on. But as you say, when we started off anyway, it was just it was more akin to what do you call them, bumper cars. It was just to throw a ball in the middle and see who comes out. I think you definitely have to see. Yeah, you'd have to train me back in the day when I was in my day chair and you were in the old power chair, like. But
Can I tell my story
definitely,
now? Is this a
I go
proper
ahead.
time?
You've been busting the tag. I can tell how your face. You've been busting the tell this story. Go ahead.
I remember back in the day, we scored, it was about, I'm going to say about 11, 12, and
Yeah, for that. Yeah,
you're pushing your wee man out the chair and you're coming in and here's me, the sort of the big lad, uh, 18, 19, 20 sort of age, and me in the power chair, the electric wheelchair, and the next thing, I remember just pushing you off the ball, thinking, this is easy. I think I scored. And then you got your storm electric wheelchair, and then the times just changed.
times. That's just how it's developed. I think it's went from manual chairs, day power chairs, and then we also moved on to storm competition chairs. That was all the rage in England and in Ireland, and then
That's
we've
right.
moved on and we've got strike forces now. So it's just
We many go
a
karts,
sport.
aren't they? They're flying.
I mean, that's how I've described them in the past. I mean, because you're so low to the ground, that's probably the best way of describing them. But that's definitely in Trailblazers training because obviously we have a few younger lads, Patrick and
Yeah,
Ethan, Sean, and I'm always winding up because they pretty much started and they've been straight into storms and then straight into strike forces, and they haven't done the hard graft that me and you did with the milk crates and the big balls. They haven't known that. Like
we get a few wee hits now and again.
a few wee hits, definitely, yeah. I think it was a health and safety nightmare back in the day, but that was just what it was. It was just
That's what it
bumper
was,
cars.
right? Yeah. But you learn by your experiences, don't you?
I thought it was a great time, and essentially I sort of grew up playing this game from like 11 to what I am. I'm 22 now, so like
Yeah.
it's nearly half my life playing this game and just growing and developing. And obviously, I was given the responsibility of being captain and sure, there's a very young age. I've just sort of carried that on, and it's definitely socially and leadership wise, it's helped me know when communication. Just developed.
Going back to his stage.
Yeah. So obviously you have the biggest difference between football and parish football is four side to 11 side. So parish football is four side, and so traditionally it's a keeper, a middle, and two wingers. More recently we've seen some variations on that. Sometimes the goalkeeper's out in the wing or whatever, but that's traditionally how it's set up for four players. And then you have sort of some unique rules to keep the game open, keep the game attacking, because obviously that's what you want to see. You don't want to see
Yeah.
bumper cars, you want to see passing, you want to see football. So you have the 2-on-1 rule, which means that, let's say I'm in team one and you're in team two.
Mm-hmm.
If I have the ball, only you can come and tackle me. If another one of your teammates comes within 3 meters, that'll be a free kick to my team.
Yeah.
So only two players, only one player from each team can be within 3 meters of the ball at any one time. Is that the best way of explaining it?
Yeah. It sort of gives room for maneuverability, I think.
Yeah, I think you definitely get that. Some referees, it's a bit tighter than others. Some, as soon as you're within 3 meters, it's a free kick. Others, they want to see the game flowing, so they'll give you a bit of leeway. But as long as referees are consistent, that's what you're looking for. So if they're calling tight, they're calling tight.
Yeah.
The other biggest difference is three in the box. It's only the goalkeeper and one other defender can be in the box at any one time. If a third player from the same team enters the box, it's a kick to the opposing team. So that's where you'd see a lot of goal scoring opportunities. Would be three in the boxes and 2-on-1s near the box, because it'd be similar to a free kick, obviously, out of the box in the running game. But those would be the two main differences. And I think I watched your first podcast with JB, and I think he touched on it where some people think, oh, it's football, I won't like football, but
Yeah.
it's similar enough to football that you feel like you're playing it, but it's different enough that it is its own thing. So I would recommend anyone to give it a try.
Yeah. It's only a name, really. It's not.
Yeah.
It's literally only a name. But sticking with the name, just as you say, you start it with 11 and you have your disability and all that going on. once you were a kid, did you ever think you would ever be representing your country playing football in general? Like, that's what you
I
that they do,
yeah,
that you represent your country playing football. Like,
that's it. I mean, obviously growing up, I go to all the Northern Ireland games. So growing up, I was watching Aaron Hughes and Stephen Davis leading their countries out and being,
yeah,
oh, that's what you're wanting to do. But obviously, you're obviously growing up with a disability. You're aware that that won't probably be accessible to you. So
yeah.
whenever this came around and that opportunity was afforded,
You just
and it's
grab it by two
obviously,
hands.
yeah, you have to. And it's also been down. There's been a lot of support from the IFA, which has been fantastic, and that's just helped us develop the sport to where we are now. We're able to go to European Championships representing Northern Ireland and qualifying for World Cups, which is a dream come true for anyone. And I had the privilege of winning the armband for that tournament, which was just an absolute dream come true. I'll tell you that first game against Finland in Finland, I've never been I don't want to say nervous, but the nervous energy and the excitement, I've never felt anything like it. It was unbelievable.
You probably didn't sleep at night, did you?
I'll tell you a story. We had some issues with traveling over because we're flying from Belfast to London to Finland, and there was obviously loads of issues because we're having to split the party into two flights to get all the chairs over, and there was loads of issues and delays and all the rest. So I think we landed in Finland about 11, 10, 11. Didn't get into the facility about 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock maybe. So we got into the facility 2 o'clock that
14-hour
morning,
journey.
and we were playing Finland that night. So you were in the head sitting in the pillow, you were sleeping, waking up, you had to go to classification, eat, do a bit of training, and then you were playing Finland that night. The open ceremony was that night. You were playing Finland after. But what a experience, and obviously with them being the host nations, that first night the place was packed, and it was special. And obviously we got a good win. Young Patrick scored a hat trick, so we all call him Patrick a hat trick now. That was
Patrick Hedrick.
a nickname, yeah. But no, it was great memories, and yeah, just phenomenal.
So what's your plans for the future then? What, with your economic degree and work, and will you be able to keep football going and keep busy?
That's the plan. That's the plan. I've got a training contract with my employers and that, so I've got 3 year training contract, so I've got to do professional exams with them. Hopefully
Very good.
get them passed first time, and then see what the future holds. Hopefully stay on with them, see what's about, and then obviously in the football, just try and keep playing as long as possible.
And win the
As
World
long
Cup.
as, yeah, that's the next aim, isn't it? To try and make it to 2022. Obviously, you've 6 players that went to Finland who want to do it all again, and then you've all the players who didn't get going, who watched it online and thought, "Wow, I want to be part of that." So they're all pushing us to try and take our spots,
Yeah,
and
it's good.
that's
It's
that's what you,
healthy.
that's what you want to see. That's what you
Yeah,
want to
it's
see.
healthy. Bit of healthy competition does no harm.
So yeah, we're that's the next aim, is try and make it to Australia. Hopefully we do that, and we'll see how we get on. But I mean, the World Cup, that's a dream for any player. That's the pinnacle of the game as we know it.
Yeah, steady. That's a dream for anyone. Like,
Yeah, that's very few players who play for Northern Ireland can say they go to the World Cup at any level.
yeah,
So if we can do that, then that's phenomenal.
great. So we've had a few nights out. Socially, you've heard was
Few nights out. Don't know if many stories can be told here, Conor.
I kind of I'm in a bit of eggshells here because I don't know if you should tell me any of that. But we'll go boxing, I think.
Boxing?
What about the Frampton fights? You looking forward to his next one? He should be announcing one soon, I think.
Yeah, I think he said he was going to be announcing, but obviously no fans, but we'll get to watch it on TV. I know we've had some good nights out, haven't we? We've been at Windsor, Tea Frampton, been at the Odyssey, where you blagged
And
a
then
ringside seat. You blamed the ringside seat. Was that the Nair fight?
that was a flip of a coin between you and me. I think there was
I
one.
think you just nipped in there.
There was
But
one. There was one wheelchair space available, and I was there with my Uncle Peter, and you were there with your daddy, and it was like, who wants it? And I was like, ah. Believe it or not, that was actually one of the best nights.
I was it was a great night. I was great fight as well. I mean, obviously, boxing it's such a big sport in this part of the world. I mean, obviously, people of a certain generation will remember, Barry McGuigan, and then recently you've
Yeah,
had Conor Frampton, and it's just great. I think it's one of those sports that just unites everyone, and you're able to get behind a fighter. But I just say we've had some good nights out at Windsor, and they all say Paddy Barnes fighting at Ulster Hall. That was a
and
good
the
night out.
waterfront, every waterfront.
Yes, waterfront.
The night we met Jono,
Like John O'Connor, was a madman. That was a great fight. That was the first time
brilliant.
I'd seen him fight, and it wasn't a war. But
Me too. And to be honest, I've actually followed him ever since. And
he's a madman, but he's great. He seems a good lad online.
he's brilliant fella. Funny, well, if I should say it's not, but he hopes to come on here sometime. I've been chatting to him.
That'll be great.
It'd be great to
I'm
hear
sure
from him. So
get some stories from him.
time
But
will tell.
no, I think he was calling out Frampton a few weeks back. That's a fight I wouldn't want to see because I like them both too much. But if it
I
happens, I'm
actually
sure it'll be
don't
a great
want to.
fight.
I want to see it as a boxing fan, but I don't want to see it as a fan of both fighters.
Yeah, that's it. I think if it does happen, it'll be a great fight. 'Cause I think they're both just two great fighters. They just both go out for wars, but you just don't want to see it because you support them both. But we'll see what happens. I think Frampton hopefully has a fight soon, and he's aiming for a world title shot.
But funny, I had this conversation with my dad recently. If it was to call it there's a big call here between.
Ooh, here we go. You have to think here if you want to get him on. If you want to get either of them on.
Well, no, I think if it was Jono or Frampton, I honestly think Jono might just edge it. Oh,
Depends. I mean, he did a good job on Scott Hilland a few months back.
he did.
I
Frampton has
think
experience. Jono
that's it.
has the probably age, I think.
Age, and a bit of less wear and tear on.
Yeah. That's
But
literally the difference. Literally is the difference.
flick of the coin, and it depends. Depends who turns up, really.
Yeah,
That's like anything. That's like anything.
Just depends
But
on the
no,
day.
yeah.
I do think that's what it would go down to tell you the truth. Whatever on
Well,
the
I'd
day.
say hopefully it doesn't happen, but if it does, I'm sure it'll be a great fight.
Yeah.
Uh,
Boxing's good. We've had, like, literally, as I said earlier on there, that's literally our social events. Boxing nights.
boxing nights and
A few wee
the odd
beers and
Belfast Giants night, yeah. A few
I
beers, but a bit of food, can't go wrong.
can't go wrong at all.
I think just especially here, especially in Belfast, boxing's just been so big over the last couple of years that you're always in for a good night, no matter who's on. The atmosphere is always good.
And you say the Giants too. I used to follow them all the time. I mean,
I remember that back in the day.
back in the
You were a
day,
big
and
Giants fan.
then I was just saying earlier on, like, I don't mean to repeat myself, but because I found football, the Powerchair Football at the time, I kind of dwindled away from the Giants because I was like, as you know, I'm from Portganoon, and to travel, say, for training on a Friday night and then go to the Giants on Saturday night, it was just a bit much to ask even for my family to drive, so that's just, you can just see the difference there
That's
in
exactly it.
disabilities and stuff.
Yeah.
Like, people are more fit for
No, I
other
mean
things.
even. I mean, I would. I'm a Linfield fan, and I would go up I used to go up pretty regularly with my dad, but as soon as Parish football came in, Saturdays gone, and Saturdays is pretty much Irish League day, so I haven't really got to see them as much as you used to, but
It's just a bit prioritised, isn't it?
yeah, that's just it. I think it's because I enjoyed it so much. It wasn't really a sacrifice. It was I want to do this. So yeah, you're disappointed you're missing out on other things, but you Obviously, you've sort of felt that as well with the bocce night. You started it.
Yeah,
I'm sure
I'm
that's
enjoying
been
the
a bit of
butch actually,
prioritisation.
to tell you the truth. I just think it's a lot slower, as I've said before. It's definitely coming from that high speed powerchair football
Yeah,
to the slow tactical mind game butcher.
that's
It's
what it is. It's very tactical. I've seen
very
bits and
tactical,
pieces, and it's
Scott.
very tactical. Very,
Yeah,
very tactical.
it's all about, you really need to be thinking like 3 shots ahead, just trying to gauge what your opponent's going to do and all that. But I like the
No,
singles on the
it's
butcher. So it's kind of,
yeah,
you're there, you're for yourself, and I like that kind of thing. Like making your own moves and all
yeah,
that. I like the individual of it, if you know what I mean.
yeah. No,
No,
obviously, we'll keep an eye out on yourself and William and Daniel. The other Powerchair boys who took up with
yeah,
bocce, but
Daniel's had a few mentions in the right podcast here, so it has.
be getting him on soon.
We'll have to.
Um, no, it's just obviously there's so much choice nowadays with this volley sport, which wasn't the case.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, whenever I was growing up, it was mainly basketball, rugby, or racket sports.
Did you ever try any of
Try
them?
try out the basketball. I'm a big enough basketball fan that I wanted to try it out. I enjoyed it. I just wasn't any good at it. So once you're not good at it, it's sort of
Doesn't make it as enjoyable.
yeah. I enjoyed playing it. I just wasn't any good at it. So it was a case of I could do it and I could go, but as soon as I found football and I was good at it, then I got the bug.
Who said you were good at it?
Oh, sorry, man. I'm
Uh,
being big headed there.
hey,
But I can, yeah,
no,
you
let me try
yourself.
that.
But
Let me try that. You are good at
well,
it.
that's
I
just
have to say, you
uh,
are good at it.
cheers, big man. Cheers. No, but that's just it. Yeah, I've tried out basketball. I've tried out rugby as well. I just didn't grab me.
Yeah. Just different sports for different people, and that's it. But
Yeah,
as we've
that's
said
it. But
before, like Jason and myself, and Paul, who had on there as well, that, like it's great that there is so much out there and so much opportunity for people. Like bocce, you can go to a Paralympic level. Powerchair football, you can go to a World Cup level. Like these are
yeah,
opportunities, and it just shows you that society has developed so much.
oh, big time. I think definitely in the past, disability sport was mainly just seen as a hobby, something you could do with no real pathway.
Yeah,
It was you go to your local clubs and you would play about and you would enjoy it, but there was no pathway to go from that to competitiveness to elite level. But
yeah,
now there is, and that's a credit to the organisations that run these
brilliant.
programs and
Yeah,
obviously the athletes themselves.
that's great.
Uh,
And
it's great.
hopefully it continues.
Hopefully we'll see continued growth and obviously more numbers, and we'll have 3 clubs, 4 clubs now, no, now 3 clubs playing competitively, and a fourth one just sort of getting started up. So
Yeah,
hopefully, on the football side of things, we'll see a few more players, a few more clubs being formed.
yeah. Like from, as you said, like from back in the day in 2009 to one big massive group to now
Yeah,
four, well,
yeah,
three developed teams and one
and
team up
four,
and
yeah,
coming to make it four. It's amazing, and it's a massive credit to the people behind it now, I have to say.
definitely.
Especially from us, being there from the start and watching that grow. Definitely hats off
Yeah,
to everyone behind the scenes.
I think that's when Trailblazers started. There was obviously yourself and Portland known, and William, Ben were coming from
And it's skill.
Minnesota, and Jason was coming from East Belfast, and I was coming from Newton Ards, and it was just everyone was coming from different parts of the country in this
Yeah,
one big group. And then we've seen over the years we've formed clubs. Obviously, Trailblazers have stayed, but 3 other clubs have formed from that sort of nucleus, and it's been great. And we've seen growth, and we've developed a international setup from that, which has been phenomenal.
well, long may it continue.
Yes, hopefully.
So, as everyone knows, in my little show slash podcast, I do the 5 quickfire rounds to end. Are you up for it?
Yes, go ahead, big man.
Um, Simpsons or Family Guy?
Simpsons.
Good choice. I think I'm a bit more of a Family Man, but Family Guy man, to be honest. Not a
I
Family
think
Man.
early Simpsons.
Yeah.
Early Simpsons. You can't beat early Simpsons.
The one that gets everyone. Netflix, Amazon Prime, or YouTube?
Netflix.
Oh, solid answer. Solid
Oh,
answer.
I
Good.
tell you why. I watched what do you call that? Umbrella Academy. I'm
Oh,
waiting for season 2. Oh, it's an incredible
is it
show.
good? Haven't seen it.
Great. Very funny.
What's it about? Just quickly, what is it about?
It's like superheroes, like a superhero family, but it's so far fetched and just hilarious. But I'm waiting for season 2, so I can't wait for it.
Very good. Crisps or chocolate?
Chocolate.
Basketball or wheelchair rugby? Wheelchair basketball, wheelchair rugby.
Basketball.
Just trying to, cause you
Mainly
mentioned it
because
earlier on.
I like basketball as a the running game sport. I think that just sort of swayed me with the wheelchair sport as well.
Yeah, true. I called it, you want to call it John or Frampton?
Frampton.
Fair enough.
I think he outboxes him.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
But then if you have John Owen, they'll be saying that, because
No,
that's a
no.
frightening man.
Everybody's
I know
entitled to their opinion, you know?
he's great crack.
It,
Hopefully he does come on. I'm sure he'll have some good stories for you.
yeah, I would love him to be honest, but hey, just have to see. And final question, which is toughie. It's not really that tough. Watching or playing sport,
Playing.
even considering the big nights at Windsor Park and the big nights at the Odyssey and boxing and
I
football
think
and everything tied in.
falling Northern Ireland, falling from Frampton, I've had some incredible nights, incredible atmospheres, but it doesn't compare to when you're playing. But it's
Probably that.
close. But I think playing just edges it.
Probably that feeling you got in Finland is probably the icing on the cake, to tell you the truth.
That's it. I think that just sort of sways it when you're the one doing it and you're the one going out there and people are watching you both in the stands and online. Just I don't know, it just makes you even more proud to represent your country and play the game you love. So
And just literally before I go, one last question. Do you have any pre-match rituals you do before you play a match? For club or country? Doesn't matter.
for country, it's I think when we're playing, I was sort of speaking to everyone in the squad, just making sure they were aware of whatever game it was. If we're playing, I don't know, if we're playing Finland in the first game or Austria in the last, or I think it was Finland in the last game too. But I think it was just chatting to everyone, making sure they were aware of it and making sure they were enjoying it. Because that's the main thing. Obviously, we were there to hopefully qualify, but I think you're wanting to enjoy it as well, enjoy the occasion. So I think that was just sort of talking to everyone, calming the nerves, and making sure they go out there and enjoy it. So I think that's what pretty much just sort of chatting to everyone, just
Sound of a
one
good
last
captain,
chat to everyone.
Scotty. Sound of a good captain.
Thank you, thank you.
But no, that's it. And thank you for coming on.
Thanks for having us on.
It was
Hopefully I've been entertaining and answered the questions you want to answer. But no, hopefully it's been good, and thanks for having us on.
I think the point for me of doing this here is to kind of, one, it's good for me to do it, as in for me mentally to do, give me something to focus on and do and achieve. But overall, I think it's good to let people aware out there that there is opportunities for different sports, for different disabilities or abilities, if you want to put it. There's so much out there, and if you do feel a bit isolated in these certain times, which is true, once the lockdown does ease, there's definitely plenty of opportunities out there for you.
Yeah, that's exactly. I think you probably started this whole, all your blogs and your podcast probably is mainly for you at the start,
Yeah.
but you don't actually realize that you're actually helping other people. So you're doing it for yourself, but you're actually helping other people because they're wanting to see what's next and they're wanting to see what you get up to next. So hopefully it
Thank
continues
you.
to grow for you and you continue to enjoy it.
Yeah, thank you. And as you say, like getting different people with different sports and different sort of style of disability sports is really good to build the awareness and for kids coming up and even adults too that feel that they can join and participate
Yeah.
participate and take part,
I think that's the main thing. I think some people think once they get to a certain age that it's too late for them, but it's never too late. You can start a new sport at any time or a new hobby at any time. So
It's all
why
about
not give it a try?
social too,
Yeah, I think
And
that's
if you want the competitive side, it's there for you.
yeah. I think that's definitely what we've sort of seen at club level. It's um you get that competitive element in the league, but the main focus is on social. The main focus is on you know we have a lot of young players and a lot of young people coming through that you're getting to see them develop as young people, and that's been great to see
Yeah.
for me anyway.
Oh, that's good. All good. Well, you take care,
Yes, you too, big man.
and I'll hopefully see you soon.
Yes, hopefully we're able to meet up soon, get a
Yeah.
couple more nights out the boxing or whatever.
And
Yeah.
so, great. All the best.
Yes, you too.
Take care.
Thanks for having us on.
Bye 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 bye.
Bye.